So listening to your conference call and reading the analyst reports, that this really was a story of you completely pivoting the business around COVID-19 to what consumers were doing and how they were changing, and you're starting to see results. Talk about what you did and what worked.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a year of agility being king. So first of all, we're delighted that we grew net sales 4%, adjusted earnings per share more than 15%, and saw market share gains across most of our markets, with most notably almost 190 basis points in the US. So at the very beginning, what we needed to do was to move forward, make sure we focused first on safety, then focus on making and selling with excellence, executing with excellence during this time. And then, as you mentioned, really pivoting to follow the consumer. So as consumers were out and about pre-COVID, they were participating in our category, picking up instant consumable candy bars, for example. Once the pandemic hit and consumers were really homebound, their behavior changed a lot. They were spending much more time at home, and therefore we needed to pivot our focus on our portfolio. So, for example, a lot of our take-home products really started to do well. S'mores, for example, as consumers were looking to spend time outdoors with their family and sometimes with friends. And also Twizzlers, which are used for road trips. Consumers were not really flying anymore. They were in their cars, or they were home watching movies with family, which is another great usage occasion for Twizzlers. So we were able to really leverage our capabilities and consumer understanding to identify where the consumers were going, what they were doing differently, and then adjust our portfolio focus, adjust our media spend by brand, adjust messaging, copy, et cetera. And then we also took a look at where they were shopping. So where they shop changed. We saw a huge acceleration in e-commerce, whether it was click and collect or home delivery. And fortunately, we had invested a lot in digital commerce capabilities over the past several years. So we were able to turn on a dime when our business really accelerated threefold, I would say, at least, in household penetration with digital commerce.
Yeah, if I'm baking, then many people out there are baking, because I never baked. Michelle, what about Halloween? I think...
Yes, so Halloween was another great example of where consumers were. Our brands play a very strong role in consumers' lives. They are more than just functional products. Consumers have a real emotional connection to our brands. And those brands show up not only every day, but they're a key piece of traditions, of rituals, and of seasonal celebrations. So early on in late April and early May, at the height of the pandemic, really, we had to make a decision of what to do about Halloween. Obviously, there were a lot of questions about what it would look like. And we made the decision that consumers were going to want to participate and experience our brands, that they needed those moments of goodness. So we, as the leader, decided to lead and to drive the season. So we partnered with our retailers to convince them to partner with us to get behind the season so that we could merchandise product. We altered our portfolio as appropriate. We altered messaging, and we helped consumers to find new ways to celebrate the season safely. And you've probably seen many of those, from candy slides where people took tubes and slid the candy to trick-or-treaters, candy graveyards with sticks with candy taped onto them, tables of candy as opposed to a community bowl. And consumers really found ways to participate in very fun ways, so in very safe ways as well. We even had a little bit of fun by deploying a Reese's trick-or-treat robot that roamed around in neighborhoods to safely dispense Reese's peanut butter cups. But that early decision to lean in made a big difference. And I'm frankly surprised and pleased that during this year, we were able to actually still grow sales during Halloween.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.